her the Reese's, her little shoe.
Here, just pick up random trash around.
You want to check and make sure I look good?
No.
What if I look bad?
I don't know.
So in today's video, we are going to tell you the story of how we reacted when we found out that we were pregnant with Ava. And those 2 pregnancy tests that I showed, these ones in the thumbnail, are the actual tests that I took when I found out I was pregnant. I don't remember which one I took first, which one I took second, but I took 2, and they don't say it anymore, but they used to both say pregnant, and that's how we found out. So last year, we found out we were pregnant on June 15th, 2018. It was a Friday, and I had been at a conference all week long in Houston, and Christian was taking summer school, so he was at a summer class in College Station. And we had originally bought tickets to go to a rave to go see Cash Cash that Friday night. And we've been planning on it literally for months and months and months, and we were super excited about it. And we had pregnancy scares before, and I would like freak out. Like, I would always make us buy a pregnancy test and be like, oh my god, what if I'm pregnant? Like, what about this? We're still in school, we're not married, and babies are expensive. And I just would really freak out, and he always was like, I don't think you're pregnant, it's okay. And lo and behold, they were always negative. I say always. How many scares do you think we had? Maybe
like 3 or 4.
3 or 4, I think.
Right?
2.
2? No, I think it's more than that. I think like 3 or 4.
Okay, 3. Maybe there's 3. So this time, so when I was at the conference, it started on Sunday and it ended on Saturday. So we were gonna go to that rave on Friday night. That was gonna be my last night of the conference. But that whole week, I literally just like felt pregnant. Like, I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have like a missed period, or I don't even remember what are like the first symptoms you're supposed to have that like show you that you're pregnant or tell you that you're pregnant. I didn't have any of those. I literally just felt pregnant, and I just kept telling myself like, God wouldn't give me anything I can't handle. And I just felt like really at peace with it. And I told Christian that week, like, I think I'm pregnant. And he's like, no, you're not pregnant. Like, we've had these scares before. Calm down. I told him, when you come into town this week, before you pick me up, make sure that you buy a pregnancy test, because I don't want to go to the rave until I know that like it's negative. And I feel like I really just had a gut feeling, like I knew it was going to be positive. And that Wednesday we had like a dinner where we invited our parents to come up, and they like introduced us to everyone and stuff. And so my mom had come up from Corpus Christi to Houston, and Christian was still on College Station. So it was just me and my mom that night. And like, I wanted so bad to be like, can you take me to buy a test? Because I really like just had to know. It was killing me, but I thought, no, it's only right. Like, Christian should be the one to be there with me.
So, we were staying at what, Rice?
Yeah, I was staying at Rice.
Yeah, so she was staying at Rice University in Houston. I drive in from College Station, and I stopped by like, I think like H-E-B or something to buy some pregnancy tests. But like, no way she was pregnant. Like, she didn't have any symptoms. We always had these scares, so she's like, I'm pregnant. Ooh. So I thought it was just buying the test for a waste of money, but she really wanted them.
$8.
So, yeah. So I got them, and I picked her up. So we picked her up, and we drove back to my house in Houston, and
no one was home.
Yeah, no one was home. So I was busy carrying like the clothes and like our bags and back into the house, while Sarah like went straight to the restroom to like to use the restroom and to use the pregnancy test. So I came in, and then she held this pregnancy test and was like, I'm pregnant, with like a smirk on her face, trying to hold herself back from laughing. And I thought like, haha, real funny.
So like he said, he was bringing like luggage in, and I went to the restroom, and I like obviously peed on the test, and I put it on the bathtub next to me, cleaned up, did my business. And then like when I went to leave the restroom, I almost forgot about it for like half a second, because I told you the other times I like would freak out about being pregnant, but this time I just was so content. So I almost forgot it there, and so I went back for it, and I grabbed it and like looked at it, and kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I looked at it and like looked away, and then like gave it a second look and just kind of froze. And like, it was literally, I always describe it like this. It was like a scene from The Office, like something happens and you just like look away at nothing, because that's exactly what happened. I just stood there looking at nothing, holding this test that says positive. It doesn't even say positive. It literally said pregnant. And so I walk out of the restroom and I go up to him, and I'm pretty sure I'm just like holding it up with a big smile on my face, and he's like, stop, like it's not even funny. I'm like, I'm not joking. And he's like, okay, then why are you smiling? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just smiling, I told you so. And I'm like, so now we have to like sell our tickets to the rave because we can't go. And he's like, no, like seriously, stop, whatever. So I'm literally posting in all of our group chats, everything, like selling 2 VIP tickets to Cash. And at that point, I think he kind of was like, okay, either she's taking this joke really far or like she's really pregnant. And I think it's also important to mention that by this point, I'm like laughing hysterically. Like I'm rolling on the bed, giggling. I cannot stop laughing. I'm like, no, I swear I'm not joking. Ha ha ha, I swear I'm not joking. And so he like doesn't really know what to believe at this point. What, you thought I probably bought like a fake?
Yeah, that was a good joke at first, but like I don't know how I thought it was a joke because I clearly gave you the test.
The clear blue box.
So I don't know, like you somehow swapped it out or something real quick in the restroom, but there was another one, so I give you like the second one to like really test it out.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well if it's real, then take this one. I'm like, dude, that's not how my body works. Like I can't just pee again. So he's like, okay, and I'm like trying to like calm down and stop laughing, and I am like, oh my gosh, like, is it a girl or boy? Who's gonna be the godparents? Like, what's their favorite color gonna be? Like, I just like see their whole future laid out, and he just sits on the bed and he's like, whoa.
I thought like, oh crap.
Please be joking.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh no, what's going on?
So I remember just being like really excited and super like happy and like just shocked, and he was really like, oh my god, I'm somebody's dad. And so I had to like check myself and bring my excitement down just a little bit, and we went to his like backyard, and he has like a swing back there, and we sat on it, and I just asked him like, what are you thinking, like what are you feeling, like what's stressing you out the most, like what are you scared of and stuff, and just like talking about our real fears. So we didn't know what to do because one, I didn't have health insurance, which is kind of a big deal, and also we never had like a friend or like a really young family member. We really didn't know anyone who had ever been in like our position that we could text and be like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So we went to H-E-B and we went and bought prenatal vitamins, and I started taking those at night. And then literally I think 2 days before this, either like Tuesday or Wednesday of that same week, and mind you, we're finding out on Friday, I had went with the group that I was at the conference with, and we had toured like a crisis pregnancy center, like a resource center for people who find themselves in like unplanned pregnancies. We went and toured it, and I remember them saying like we offer free ultrasounds, and they had like free like baby items, like if you were in need, they had diapers and like all kinds of stuff. They had like a baby room, and they offered counseling and just like all this stuff, and it was completely free of charge. And so but this was a Friday, and they were closed on Saturday and Sunday, and it was too late to make an appointment, and so we had class on Monday, so we had to stay in Houston. Well, he brought me back to my conference because remember, this is the last night of the conference, and I still have one more day to attend. So Saturday was the last day of my conference, so that morning he brought me back to the conference. I was staying at Rice University, and I finished that day of it, and we were originally planning after the conference to go back to College Station, but now we obviously couldn't do that because we had to stay in Houston until Monday for our appointment. And so at this appointment, when we went on Monday morning, so they gave me a pregnancy test, and it came back positive, which we knew it would because we already took 2 at home that came back positive, and you very, very, very rarely get a false positive. So they kind of counseled. Did they counsel you or just me? I think they counseled me at first, and then they brought you in.
They brought me in.
They scheduled another appointment. So the reason we didn't do the ultrasound at that appointment was because based on my last menstrual period, they estimated that I was only about 4 weeks pregnant, so an ultrasound wouldn't really show very much. And so they scheduled another appointment for 3 weeks later. And my mom actually drove up from Corpus and went to that appointment with us. And so it was me, my mom, and Christian. And that was our very first ultrasound of Ava. And that was when we got to hear her heartbeat for the very first time, which is like one of our favorite memories ever.
Yeah.
Until that.
So, leading up to that point, I didn't really feel like really connected, or like I didn't even really like believe like the whole pregnancy thing is really real. It's because it is like experiencing it for yourself. You just can't really imagine what it's like.
You always think like it wouldn't happen to me.
Yeah.
It happens to other people, but like it wouldn't happen to me.
So like being in it, and I'm like, oh man, is it real? Is it like is this actually real? So like before the whole appointment and everything, I was like, I didn't really believe it. And I mean, I knew that like Sarah said she was pregnant. She took the test, and they said that she was pregnant, but
it just hadn't hit.
Yeah, it just hasn't hit. Yeah,
real.
But it's not until we went to the appointment to see the ultrasound is when it all hit me. And when the ultrasound tech finally like pulled up the ultrasound and pulled up the sounds, and you can see this little like beam on the monitor like just going up and down, up and down, up and down, and the tech said like that's her heart. That's her little like super small heart.
One chamber.
Yeah, and I think that's just so awesome. And
we got to see it and hear it.
And I think like that's the point where it clicked in me that like, wow, like that's also my baby.
Yeah, I looked over and saw he was like crying a little bit, and my mom probably was crying. I wasn't crying, which is surprising because I really thought I would be, but I think we all were just like, wow, that's crazy. Like there's literally a second heart beating in me right now. The same heart that's beating in her today. And it's the same heart that will beat in her for the rest of her entire life. And so, I don't know. I think that's pretty special and like a memory that we'll always hold on to. So if y'all have any other questions or ideas for videos, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. And we'll be reading those and making videos like how did our parents react and like our friends and family and stuff. And what's our experience as like pregnant and parenting students, because it's definitely not easy and it's like a journey we did not expect to find ourselves on, but we're better for it for sure. If y'all like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks guys.
All right, see ya.